But do we want him to win? Because he's a stalker. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to a new video. I don't know what I'm doing with my arm, but this video is going to be a fun one because I'm going to be reading some books that have been adapted to TV shows and movies. I wanted to do a video like this for a really long time, but now that I'm actually doing some movie and like TV videos on my channel, I feel like it's a good time to do it now. Anyways, I'm just going to vlog me reading these different books, like reviewing the book versus the movie or the TV show. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna update you guys every like chapter I finish or anything like that. I think I'm just going to update you when something happens, like I was really surprised about something or I'm weirded out when it like comes to this book. Just quick little updates when I feel like they're actually necessary. But anyways, to get the video started, I'm gonna start with You by Kepnes. I never know if I'm saying her name right. Yeah, me and my boyfriend want to watch this show because they have been promoting season 2 like hardcore on Netflix, and I've wanted to read the book. I got the book before it even became a TV show because it's pretty popular on BookTube. So I've wanted to read it for forever and I'm finally going to do it. I thought it would be a good video idea, you know, to vlog my experience with it and then watch the show and like talk to you guys about what the show is like. I think for my next 2 books, I'm going to do movies because a TV show is going to take me kind of a while to get through. I know that everyone loves You. Only read the first chapter. I read it on a plane and that was like 2 weeks ago. Do you want to say anything in the vlog?
Yeah, where's my gorilla pod at?
Anyways, I've only read the first chapter. It's a little weird. It's a little creepy to be in the mind of a stalker, to be the stalker, because you are in his point of view and he's obviously stalking this girl and it's in second person. So it's like he's talking to this girl. So you really do feel like you are the stalker stalking this girl. And it's a lot to get used to. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably update you guys if anything crazy happens, or maybe a fourth of the way through the book, halfway through the book. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just on my way to work right now and it is cold today. It's very cold. I'm at the part where he has kidnapped her boyfriend, or they're not really boyfriend, girlfriend, I guess it's like her fling. He's pretending to email her, but as he has the guy kidnapped, he's going on their like first date. So I don't know what he's gonna do with the boyfriend. I hope he kills him. Just because I want something entertaining to happen. I know this book is going to get really good because I know everyone loves this book and everyone loves the TV show. I know the TV show is going to be good. So I'm just hoping some crazy shit starts happening soon so I can be entertained, because it's been kind of hard to get through the book. I'll read only 1 or 2 chapters at a time. I haven't read very much. I've only read about 1/5 of the book and I like it so far, but it's definitely not as good as I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to get into details or anything, but I just thought I would be more entertained kind of from the start of the book, and I'm just not. It took me a minute to... Hey guys, I'm sitting in Nashville traffic once again. I should probably roll up my windows. Sorry I keep filming while I'm in traffic, but it is the only time during the day I have time to film unless it's the weekend, so I'm sorry. I know this is horrible lighting. So I just got to the part where Joe and Beck are about to go to IKEA. I now know what the point of this book is. This guy stalks her on social media so that he can stalk her in real life. And the weird thing is he's obsessed with her, but she is obsessed with someone else. She's not a creepy stalker like he is, like physically in person, but she stalks the guy she likes on social media just like him. So is she any different from him? I don't know. I don't know where this book is gonna go. I'm a little interested now. Still a little bored because not a lot has happened, but I'm more interested than I was in the last clip you saw. The chapter where they have their first kiss was weird. Beck is really weird about being around her friend, and it's very weird and awkward and uncomfortable, and then they finally kiss and it's like, yes, finally something interesting has happened. Then it's like the next day and she's not interested in him anymore. She's still interested in the guy she's obsessed with. So Joe really can't win. But do we want him to win? Because he's a stalker. But he's our main character and he seems very normal besides the fact that he stalks the shit out of her. This book has me very confused. It has me feeling all types of ways. All right, so I've read quite a bit today. I actually have the book with me. I realized that I have not shown the book in the video yet, I don't think. But anyways, I'm this far along and I've read quite a bit more. Joe has officially killed Benji. Put peanut oil in his milk, I think, and the only way he knows that he's allergic to peanut oil is because Benji told him. So he kind of fucked himself over in that one. I didn't really understand where he was going with the whole Benji kidnapping thing. I know he wanted it to seem like Benji ghost Beck, but yeah, you knew he had to die at some point. But I officially take back everything I said in the beginning. I love this book. I see why people like it now. I was so uninterested when nothing was happening because nothing was happening. It's very interesting how everything is played out though. It is not what I expected whatsoever. I did not think there was going to be such a heavy theme of social media and social media stalking and how that is compared to like physically stalking someone. I didn't know there would be such a high theme of like literature, which is cool because they'll take like a book or an author and they like compare it to what's happening in the story. And yeah, I really like how vulgar it is. Joe is just really intense and I really like it. And I feel so conflicted because you want him to succeed. He's our main character. You get to know him and you want him to do well to succeed, but like what he's trying to do isn't really good. So you shouldn't want him to succeed and to do well. And it's really got me fucked up. Beck is coming along now. She likes him. They're kissing and whatnot. So I'm really interested in how this is going to play out. If she's going to figure out that he's a stalker, if he's going to kill her. I'm assuming he kills her at one point because I saw that the second season of You, Beck isn't in it. It's a different girl, so he has a different target now. So I'm really interested to find out if they like start dating or if she finds out if he's a stalker or if she ends up dead. I'm kind of happy Joe has finally killed Benji because it shows that he's like actually a murderer. He talks about murdering people, but you don't actually see him murdering anyone until now. So it's finally getting interesting. My hair looks crazy.
Because you're a crazy motherfucker, bro. What?
Why are you such a pansy? You're so boring.
Story, what do you want from me?
I can't stand this Peach girl. Every time they're about to have a moment or do anything, Peach calls and wants Beck to hurry to her side. So she always leaves whatever situation they're in. And I'm like confused. Is Peach obsessed with Beck? I thought they were like best friends, but she chooses Peach over Joe all the time. And I'm getting super freaking frustrated. I hope he kills Peach soon. Have I already said that? I don't know. I feel like that's horrible to say, but I do not like her at all. And maybe just because since we're in Joe's mind, we're not liking her. So I don't know. I hope he kills her soon. But I'm at the part where Joe finally takes her on like a legit date because he feels like he's getting friend zoned. He's finally taking her out on a date. And of course, she leaves to go rescue Peach, whatever she's doing. I just hope he kills her soon. So I'm semi-psychic because he kind of tried to kill her. I don't know if he was just trying to hurt her or if he was actually trying to kill her, but he attacks her while she's going on a morning run. Sorry I look like crap. It's the end of the day. My makeup is fading. But a lot has happened since the last time I vlogged. I think the last clip I said something about he attacked her and she ended up hitting her head and going to the hospital. And of course she used that as an excuse to see Beck. So he tried to kill her. Doesn't try after that unless he ends up killing her towards the end of this book. But my wish kind of came true and she's almost out of the picture. I'm gonna go inside because I feel like it's really dark. All right, I'm inside and this is better lighting. So Peach has finally not been in the picture for a little bit and not annoying the crap out of me. But that's not even what is exciting that has happened. Beck ends up telling Joe that she can't hang out with him for Halloween because she has plans and whatnot. Well, of course he follows her, he stalks her, and she is staying at a motel with this older man. So immediately he thinks that she's screwing this guy. We've found out that Beck's dad is alive and Beck has been lying about it. Everyone in her life thinks that her dad is dead. So on Halloween, Beck is supposed to go to this Halloween festival on this island and Joe follows her, but they have to take a boat to the island. So he has to be really close to Beck without getting spotted by her. So he wears like this top hat and this beard, and then they get back on the boat to leave and she sees him. And I'm just like, oh my God. Because I thought she knew. I thought she knew he's been stalking her. She knows he's a stalker. And I thought it was just in game right there. I thought he was gonna have to kill her. So it turns out afterwards, she's calling his phone multiple times and he will not answer. And then she shows up at his door and he's freaking out because he thinks that she saw him when in reality, she didn't see him. and she goes to his apartment for the first time, and he's freaking out because he has all of her stuff that he's stolen from her apartment like everywhere throughout the house. As they're going through each room, he's like slowly hiding things as he's talking to her, and it's just really funny. It's a very like anxiety filled scene. He's looking through all of Peach's stuff and finds some photos. Long story short, they're all like naked or raunchy pictures of Beck that Peach has been keeping like locked away in this lockbox that she has. Not only is she obsessed with Beck like in a best friend way, but she's obsessed with her in like a stalker way, in a creepy way. She's in love with her. I know whenever we find out that she's super obsessed with her as like a best friend, I thought, well, maybe she is in love with her, but I didn't expect the photo thing to happen. Ugh. Like, what? So not only was Beck obsessed with Benji and Joe's obsessed with Beck, but also Peach is obsessed with Beck. So all these people are obsessed with each other. I get the feeling that Beck definitely likes to surround herself with people that are obsessed with her. That's why she kind of keeps going back to Joe without them really being anything. And that's why she lets Peach do what she does. And maybe she wanted Benji because he wasn't obsessed with her. Joe gives her a job at the bookstore. Well, what ends up happening is they finally hook up. I'm like 2/3 of the way into this book, like 65%, and they have finally hooked up. And ironically, they do it in the cage where he kept Benji prisoner and killed Benji, which is just like another level of cringe. Anyways, doesn't turn out how Joe wants it to because it happened too fast, and now he's worried because he thinks that he's like lost her, but then he reads her emails and she's telling her friends that she misses him and that she's gonna go stay with Peach to get her mind off of him. And they're like, hello, why would you go stay with Peach to get your mind off of him? And obviously it's Peach like kind of brainwashing her to do that because she's so obsessed with her and doesn't want Joe to have her. It's just a whole lot of weird, a whole lot of cringe happening, and I can't deal. So Joe's a little crazier than I thought. He has not only drove 3 hours to see Beck, she has no idea he's there, 100% stalking her. And the craziest shit happens. Before he leaves, he's about to close up the bookstore. The guy he fired, Curtis, from the bookshop, gets some of his friends to tag along and jump Joe. And they're all in masks, but he knows it's Curtis because he wears the same shoes. So he's already looking pretty rough. He's just been jumped. He takes his boss's car to drive 3 hours just because Beck has been emailing her friends saying that she misses him. Peach has convinced her to distract herself so that she won't see Joe, which is very confusing. I don't know how Beck is not seeing through Peach, or maybe she does know what Peach is doing. He's just waiting for her text so that he can kind of pop up and be like, hi, I'm here. Going over all of these scenarios in his head of what's going to happen. None of them happen, let's just say that. He wrecks the car, hits a deer, and he wrecks the car. And not only was he hurt from getting jumped, but he is like really hurt now. Had a major car wreck, and it does not change his mind or his path at all. He still is trying to get to Beck. It's the middle of January, so it's like freezing, and he walks, I think it was like 300 feet or something like that, to get to the house to stalk Beck. So he crashes in a boathouse and wakes up to a cop. The cop takes him to a hospital, but then he starts questioning him at the hospital. So now we know that cops are going to be involved, and I think I kind of have the rest of this book figured out. I don't know if I should say right now though. So I don't know if Beck is going to die or not because there's two different types of stalkers. I mean, I don't truly know this, but this is kind of my theory. You either have a stalker that just wants the person to be theirs. Like obviously he's still gonna be obsessed with her and stalk her while they're dating, but he just wants to achieve her and have her for like the rest of his life. Or there's a stalker that's just not satisfied once they get that person and they end up doing something bad to them, probably murdering them. So I'm not sure what type of stalker Joe is. Either he's going to murder Beck or he's not going to murder Beck. But I think the cops are going to find out about something. He's going to be in trouble and on the run from them, and he's going to go to a new place, a brand new place with a new name, new identity, and then he will find his next target. The only thing I can't decide on is if he is going to kill Beck or not. All right, excuse the horrid lighting, but I finished it. I loved this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It's very surprising because if you've been following this vlog, then you know that in the beginning I was not interested in this book that much. I just wanted something to happen already. Nothing was happening for like the first fourth of the book. But yeah, I ended up loving it. I've already written a review. It's been a minute since I've talked about this book, so a lot has happened. He kills Peach, but then afterwards he expects her to come back to him, and instead she starts to see a therapist for all of her problems, her daddy issues. So what Joe's crazy ass does is he starts to see this therapist under a fake name, lies and says that he has OCD, and he's talking to this guy just to figure out who he is. And then finally on the last day of therapy, he leaves the office and Joe breaks into his laptop and finds recordings of his appointments with Beck. So then he steals those, listens to them to find out that basically they want to fuck each other. She has been like kind of tempting him. She definitely goes after older guys like him. And so this whole time he's thinking that she's working on herself and like growing as a person, when in reality now he sees it as, oh, this old guy's taking advantage of you. So he plans to kill Nikki. As he's on his way to kill Nikki, Beck calls him. He goes to see Beck and basically they end up dating, which I've already watched some of the show at this point, so I know that in the show they start dating earlier. But yeah, they don't start dating until way beyond 3/4 of the book. He doesn't ever kill Nikki because he assumes that Beck is over him now, and they date for a little while, but then he suspects that she might be cheating on him, but he can't find proof. And of course he's like stalking her out the wazoo. He knows where she goes. He has her like phone stuff and nothing's happening, so he brushes it off. But then when he comes home one day, Beck, oh my god, when this happened I was like, no. Beck finds the hole in the wall with all of her stuff, and Joe had a used tampon in this box. Pretty creepy. There's some other creepy stuff, but that's probably like the creepiest, nastiest one. So she's realizing that he is her stalker, that he is a freak, he's a creep. And this whole time in the book, Joe thinks he's normal. Like he does not. He starts talking about how he has to tame her like an animal and he is a zookeeper. He blocks the door so she can't leave. He's like pinning her down. She's like screaming. So he hits her head off the wall and she passes out, takes her to the bookstore and puts her in the cage just like Benji. So then she's in the cage for almost the rest of the book, and it's like, oh my gosh, what's he gonna do? Because you know he's probably gonna kill her. You just don't know how it's gonna play out. He went to her apartment, found Nikki's laptop, so he found out that she's been cheating on him with this Nikki guy who is her sugar daddy. Now the therapist became her sugar daddy. He gives her a quiz just like he did with Benji, and it's true false. To pass, she has to tell the truth, and as we all know, Beck is a compulsive liar. She's lying about everything, but he's making excuses for her. Basically how she gets out is she gets him to come inside by seducing him, and they get together or whatnot. She makes him create trust for her. He leaves the door open while he's showering and she guns it to leave, but the front door to the bookstore is locked. And so of course he attacks her and chokes her out, and you think that she dies, but she actually doesn't. He just made her pass out. She faked it. She faked that she was dead, which I feel like I would do the same thing in that scenario. Chokes her out again and kills her this time, and it's just crazy. He justifying it a little bit in his head like the other deaths, but you can tell this is more important to him. He's like, I'll never have you again for the rest of my life. Like, you're gone. It's actually really sad, but at the same time, like, he brought it upon himself. But yeah, Beck dies at the end, which I think we all knew that was gonna happen. I just thought the cops would be after him, but they are not. The cops never are after him, and he's just on to the next one. I forgot to mention that this girl, Amy Adam, comes into the bookstore whenever he thought that Beck was cheating and starts stalking her, but he can't find anything on the internet because her name is too similar to Amy Adams. So he keeps finding like pictures and videos and stuff of Amy Adams. We know this is going to be the next girl he stalks. He kills her and he justifies it that she was a pathological liar, that she couldn't handle his love. But what he does is he buries her in the forest near Nikki's home to frame him for her murder, and it works. So he always gets away with it, and now he has moved on to Amy Adam. My favorite thing in the book is whenever at the end of one of the chapters he said, the reason you didn't live is because you only cared about one person or one thing, you. And so it kind of brings it full circle how it's called you because we are obviously in the stalker's mind and he is talking to this girl, so she is you, but also it is written in second person, and also everyone is obsessed with you. He's obsessed with you, Peach is obsessed with you, you're obsessed with yourself. It's just all about her. I just love this book so much. It was so good. Extremely extremely unique. I've never read a book like this. Even people just talking about this book, I just think the whole concept is very unique and she just did it very well. And I'm very happy that she is a producer or the producer on the show, because I feel like that's the reason why it's so like accurate and like perfect. That's my vlog about you by Caroline Kepnes. I'll say her name right one of these days. And it was great. This is one of my favorite books like ever now. I'm so surprised this happened. 5 out of 5 stars. If you haven't read it, go read it. Go read it before you watch the show, because it'll make the show 1,000 times better, even though it's already good. I'll see you guys in the next one.